What's up, everybody? Hey, today we're going to be working on this 2019 Toyota Tacoma. We're going to be putting 5.29 gears in it. As you know, independent suspensions have the clamshell in the front, so it's going to be a little different than the normal Jeep or truck straight axle that we do. So it's an 8-inch in the rear. Stick around as we put these 5.29 nitro gears in it, and subscribe if you like the video. Just prying off the dust cover that covers the front axle nut. All right, so you're gonna have a cotter pin you're gonna have to remove, and also this retaining nut. All right, we removed the castle nut retainer and the cotter pin, and you can see that's a 35 millimeter socket. You'll need to take that nut off for the axle shafts. Okay, you have two bolts here and here, right at the bottom of the spindle. They are a 24 socket. We're gonna remove that. Okay, I'll put all the rest of them charging. We're going to turn the wheel, that way we could have access to the axle shafts. All right, so we got it turned, that way we can have access to the remaining components that we got to remove. All right, so we knocked the axle shafts through. All right, what you want to do first is make sure you drain the oil out of the front diff. Actually, it don't look, the oil looks pretty good. All right, we're just gonna tap the shaft out. Hey, you got it? It's coming out. All right, we got the axle shaft out on the driver's side. Got a little residual oil coming out. Here's your shaft right here. All right, we got the other shaft out. Oh, shit. All right, what we're gonna do next is you're gonna make sure you unplug all your sensors that are in the way, as Mesh is demonstrating right here. See if I can get the camera in. All right, there we go. So Mesh is unplugging the sensors. All right, that's your vacuum hose right there. Gonna get you some pliers and just undo the hose, as Mesh just demonstrated. Next, we're gonna take the drive shaft off. All right, so if you've seen our previous video where we did a differential on a Ford, you wanna make sure you mark the drive shaft so that when you go back with it, you put it in the same spot on the flange so that it mates up properly to where it was before you started.
Still working that gun again, dog?
If you click the link, you can watch the Ford video. Right on top of the front diff, you have a 12 millimeter bolt you have to undo. Mesh previously undid it for this harness here. The bolts that we're going to be undoing is here, here, and there. Not these. We're going to take the whole bracket off by undoing it here. All right, so we used our transmission jack. We lowered the truck closer to the ground, and then we tilted the differential towards the front of the truck. That way the bolt stud could go through the hole and allow us to bring the whole differential down. So there it is. All right, mesh is taking off the 4 actuator bolts for the front differential.
I'm trying to make sure to see where it goes.
Okay. Want to make sure it lines up right in that groove, so just set it aside the same way you took it off. It's an E14 inverted socket. What you need? Let's see it, mesh.
Ain't no better.
Ain't no better. Ain't gonna be better. All right, we're taking the last bolt out, and then we'll be able to separate it. Pry it out. There we go.
There you go. Look at that.
Set it right here. Now we got to split the case. Okay, will it just fall out? Hey, look at there. What the hell?
Oh, it's a sensor.
So we pulled the yoke off. It was a 30mm socket. Remove the yoke, and then we're gonna remove the pinion next.
The keeper you just pull it out.
You mean the oil retainer?
I don't know what you call it. You call it like 10 different things.
Oh, swear. Everything's in the damn way. Hoses. Shit. I put it right in the light, right on top of the damn hose. Took all the races out, with the exception of that one there. Took the pinion race out. It's kind of hard to see, but took the inner and outer race. If I can get a better angle here. There you go. You can see a little better. We use the air hammer to get those races out. This right here goes behind the outer, so just make sure you don't damage that when you're trying to get the race out. So we're getting the races back in, and then we'll be ready to set everything up.
Hit it just to see if it starts moving.
Okay, you ready?
Pull out and just see what happens. Go.
All right, so we're gonna do some tightening up of the yoke. We're gonna get our preload set. Don't over torque it.
Don't over torque it.
Right at 16. To 17. How does that look, man?
Perfect. Perfection.
You would say that. What you want me to do? Just do something, huh? All right, we got the carrier in, we got the new bearings on, we got the new gears on, got the new pinion in. from Nitro Gears. We got the surfaces clean. We're about to put the clamshell back together, and we're gonna run a pattern, make sure that our pattern is nice and set properly per the Nitro specs, and then we'll get ready to bolt her in.
Okay.
You're gonna have to go hard and then try and flop it in. What's here?
Well, there it is. Hold it straight. Hang on, can you hold it? I'm gonna tighten that strap.
Just hold it.
Hang on. I think we need to go. Yep.